All right, it looks like we're live here. Welcome, everybody, and thank you guys for coming on down and watching little old Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. Now, today is Friday, and I know you guys saw the title there, and that was, what is your favorite health documentary? Now, if you guys have not seen a health documentary, you're missing out, because there are people out there, independent people, who are actually doing big things in the movie industry, and they are putting out the real business. I mean, people are calling them names and attacking them because they are putting out the truth. Now, really, the status quo doesn't want to hear the truth. They want to protect their position. So that's what we got. Now, we got some people coming in here. All right, so we've been pretty consistent. We had 2 people. Now we got 17. I'm loving it. So everybody in here, welcome. All right. As always, well, thank you. So we got, let me see who was in here. Mike A, I love it. His first one in here. Yolanda, John A, Brother Barbados. All right, Mr. Barbados. All right, I love it. Stephanie McLean, Freedom Speaks. Lakeisha Williams. All right, I love it. Give me where you're from. I love it when I see new people from new places getting on here, because that means you're concerned about your health and you don't give a damn about the traditional medical system, because all you know they want to do is shove pills down your throat. They want to stick a scalpel in you, or they want to keep you nice and high on their expensive supply. I know. All right, so we got more and more people coming in. Let us know where you're from. Stephanie from Atlanta. All right, I see we got a lot of people from Atlanta. I'm loving this. Okay, Barbados, of course. So Mr. Barbados coming to us all the way from the mainland overseas. I love it. All right, good stuff. Now, when you guys put where you're from in there, don't be afraid to put anything else interesting about yourself in there. So I wouldn't ask you guys to do anything that I wouldn't do. So let me tell you one interesting fact about myself. In 2003, I appeared on the Wheel of Fortune, and I won my episode, and I ended up winning the rounds. I made it to the bonus round. I won the bonus round, and I won no trips, no cars, no vacations, all cash. 65 grand. All right. If you guys don't believe me, I used to have my video up here on YouTube. They took it down because of NBC copyright, but I got the tape. It's up there somewhere. It's on there somewhere. I've seen it. Okay. So I got to see where people are from here. So it looks like we got Albany, Georgia. Okay. Instead of Atlanta, we got Albany. We got Illinois, my home state. Good stuff. Hi, Alvin. GA, Decatur, Alabama. Sir James. Nice to have you in here, Sir James. Houston, Texas. From Ohio. Winston-Salem, North Carolina, Cincinnati, Ohio. I love it. So we got Tori in there. Tori, what's happening, Tori? What's happening? All right, back in here. Good stuff. Freedom Speaks said he wants to, they want to throw out something. All right. They said I was in a bank robbery. What? All right. I hope you weren't the one holding the gun. I don't think so, but good. That's good information to know, because sometimes we get involved in these like crazy situations, and then people don't even know that you went through something like that, and that could be quite traumatizing. I don't know if it was for you. Luckily, nothing happened to you. So I know there was probably guns involved and stuff like that. She said, no, I wasn't. All right. I'm glad to hear that. Glad to hear it. All right. So Carrot Chalk back in here. Hello from Paris, way overseas, Paris, France. I love it. I love it. Or are you talking about Paris, Illinois? Because we got one of those too. Okay, LL back in the house from Detroit, Michigan. You know, one of my best friends who actually moved out here from Detroit, Michigan, he's actually staying here in Las Vegas too. So, hey, we might know some of the same people. All right, I won't throw out their name because I don't know what they're it might be some beef between you two. So I don't know. All right, now that we have it, all right, he said France. All right, he clarified. He said it's the real Paris. All right, we got B. Lewis back in the house. B. Lewis, happy to have you back. Cleveland, Ohio, representing up in here. We got a lot of Ohio people. I'm loving it over here. All right, yeah, I was right next door in Illinois, see? And now I'm over here in Nevada, all the way across the country. I know. Last week, I think we had a Las Vegas person in here, a resident in here. So it said Red Banks, Miss in the house. Okay. All right, so my cousins moved to Vegas too. That would be funny if you two knew each if they were the same people. You're right. I know that would be quite a coincidence. All right. Now, what we're going to do is talk about, and I want you guys to throw out here right from the beginning, your favorite health documentary, because I've looked at a lot of health documentaries and I love watching these. And one of the ones that actually that kind of got me into the health was not actually a health. It was more of what do they call it? The law of attraction, which was The Secret. So when I watched The Secret, The Secret had a little, just tiny segment in there about taking care of yourself and how longevity can help you get the wealth that you want so you can enjoy it. Well, after that, I started watching more and more documentaries, and I found that the one I actually identified the most with was, of course, it was one called Vaxxed. So that was one of the ones that really got me, and really got me to getting really serious about health, really looking at the body, how it works. Is this true? Is this not true? To try to figure out some things for people. Okay. So Martell Lacey in the house. What's up, Martell? All right. So Urquhart back in here. The truth about cancer. All right. I love that one. I actually got some snippets in the videos that lead up to my course. I actually have some snippets in there from The Truth About Cancer. So powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. I love it. All right. What the Health? One of the best ones I've seen. What the Health was one of the breakthroughs where I know why people started talking about that one, because other documentaries, they go deep into the information. Don't get me wrong. They go deep, but there's no sensationalism to it. This was kind of like Hollywood quality mixed with a documentary on health, and it blew up. So I know the first time it showed up on Netflix, I was just like all into it, and I watched it twice so I could actually catch and get everything. So here we go. It says, what the health? Yes, spoons over forks. So we have spoons over forks, and then there was forks over knives. So do you mean that one, or is there another one called spoons over forks? So I think you're right, because they got another one. A secondary producer actually did that one. Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead with Joe Cross. Yes, I seen that one like 5 times. So that's why I know the guy's name. But I watched Fat, Sick, and Nearly Dead too as well. So very good, very good. All right, Greenville, South Carolina in the house. Okay, Mercena. All right, Tavares Moore. What's the best detox for a lacto-vegetarian? I love black seed oil, but what's the best organic detox? Supersize Me. Carrot Chalk. I know that's one of the ones that got me on the map too about this whole health stuff. Supersize Me, because I realized after watching that something might be wrong with me, because I was too young to be exhibiting some of the symptoms that I was. So yes, Supersize Me. That was a good one. Okay, so Tavares, he's actually asking about a detox, one of the natural ones. Fast Food Nation. Yes, loved it. And they showed how they were actually going overseas, and the chains are spreading overseas. And that's why the people in China who used to enjoy good health are now becoming just like Americans. But the only thing is, there are 430 million of us over here, Americans. There are 1.3 billion of them. So that means that this crap, they're just looking for the profit in it, but this crap is actually going to destroy a whole bunch of lives, and spreading these chains in the fried chicken and the hamburgers and the tater tots and the sodas and the sugary drinks and the mass use of high fructose corn syrup. I mean, this stuff is just ridiculous what's going on here. So you guys will find out. So if you guys got any questions on Facebook, if you got any questions on Periscope, let me know. But on YouTube, we're blowing it up like always. I love it. Mr. Barbados says, what to eat to help your knees. Now, with your knees, you're talking about building up cartilage. So all we're doing there is, eating doesn't just build your knees. You'll build everything in your body. But eating healthy, juicing, and when I say juicing, organic fruits and vegetables inside the smoothie. On top of that, a protein complex. You also need an amino acid complex, full profile, and that's why I use MRM protein, because they do have all of that in one. And of course, I throw the fruits and the vegetables in there so I get the natural bioavailable nutrients as well. Now, so who is that? Who is that? Okay, he asked me about a natural detox. Okay, now, when we're talking about a natural detox, he's talking about the best one. There's no such thing as best, because best is subjective, meaning that whoever you try it on, it can work great for this person, it can work not so great for this person. That's why the pharmaceutical companies, the one-size-fits-all model, doesn't work. That's why one person will take the pill and they'll get great results. 10 people will take the pill and they'll get a disease. They'll start breaking down. They'll have toxicity in their vital organs. that's the kind of stuff you don't want, of course. So we want you to stay away from trying to figure out what's the best. You try some of them out, but don't overlap them, and find out which is the best one for you. So there's never a one-size-fits-all answer for everybody. So we can't say best necessarily. So that's the short answer to a long question. I'll say that. Oh, Sharon, back in the house. Sharon's Poetry Corner. She said here, getting my hair done, but listening to every word. Oh, look at this. Sharon is on the ball. She's up under the hair dryer with the curlers in her hair, the big pink ones, and she is actually listening to the health news so we can actually help improve someone's life. Sharon, that's what I'm talking about. Got to give it up. Got to give it. Thank you, Sharon. That's it. That's what I'm talking about. Commitment right there. All right, Riley, back in here. It says, alive, if you had a fracture, what vitamins or minerals are you supposed to use? Well, you're trying to regenerate bone is what you're trying to do. Blood has a lot to do with that. So you have a blood calcium level, and you need calcium on your bone. So calcium is the main one that you need. Also, you can never hurt with a digestive enzyme and systemic enzyme to help recover the bone. However, it's a fracture, not broken, but that means that if you don't want it to keep moving, because bones shift, if you don't want it to keep moving, you have to stay off of it in order to get the healing. You can't just go on doing what you're doing. Now, I would suggest, just in the meantime, you might want to use a cane to lighten the weight on the one side that is fractured so that you don't have it. If it's an arm or something, you're all good. Just don't do anything strenuous with that, like bench presses or push-ups or anything like that. But if it's in a leg, something that bears weight all the time, you might want to use a cane or a crutch to take the pressure off that side, at least for a couple of weeks, so that thing can start healing and the blood can do its job. All right. So as far as that calcium is concerned, good enough. All right. So it looks like we've got people asking questions now. All right. So let's find out. All right, so Carrot Chalk says, Alvin, your protocol for diabetes type 2 works. My mom is doing it, and how can she adjust her treatment, pills, insulin shots? What should be her numbers? Okay, what should be her numbers? All right, now, when we actually have the numbers, okay, the non-doctor, sweet lady, thank you. Now, Carrot Chalk, when you are, I'm glad it's working. Now, what you're going to need to do is you're going to have to slowly wean her off, because you don't want to just take her off the medication, but you want to slowly wean her off so that as she's getting off of or detoxing the medicines out of her system, that she is actually building up on the nutrients and the minerals so they can actually incorporate themselves and replace the medicines that are actually doing what she thinks they're doing. Now, here's the bad thing about pharmaceuticals. They hide symptoms. They don't fix anything. Okay, they hide symptoms. So when you take a Motrin, it doesn't get rid of the headache. It stops you from feeling the headache. And underneath, what the doctor's not telling you is that your body is fixing it. That's why when the medication wears off, the headache is gone, because your body did its job. So if you just let the headache happen, it would have cleared itself in the same time. It's just, you're just not feeling the headache. Now, you would say, well, what's wrong with that? Why don't I just take a pill and let my body do the work? Because every time you take a pill, it's going to break down into its byproducts, and the byproducts are code for poison. And when you get poison in your system, you know what happens? You build up toxicity. And now you secrete all of these, what they call sympathetic dominant traits that cause your body to start breaking down, weak tissues and stuff like that. All right, so there we go. Tony, yes. All right, so let's do that. Boom. All right, so we got it. Oh no, we got 42 people in here. All right, he says, I know you're itty. All right, so, okay, Aidi says, I know you're busy. You never got back to me about my daughter's bladder problem. She wets the bed at night. It's not a matter of her dreaming of using the bathroom. So what is your opinion? All right. Now, Itty, I have to say, or it might be Idy. All right. Now, I have to give you something right here as far as the bladder is concerned. Now, if she is doing this unnecessarily, there might be the possibility if she has IBS. And I don't mean irritable bowel. I mean irritable bladder syndrome, meaning the nerves that are running to her bladder are firing for no reason. Now, it's not a problem if she's awake, because she has an external sphincter below her bladder, meaning that that's the one you consciously control. So she can hold it during the day, even if it was a forceful trying to push it out of the bladder. However, when she sleeps, that muscle is basically useless because we don't control muscles consciously when you sleep. Your body is doing it. So you have to depend on your internal sphincter, and that one is controlled by your brain. Okay, so there's a little bit of a difference there. So if that is the case and you see that that's what's happening, ask her, does she have urges to do it during the day? And is she just holding it? Because I need to know a little bit more information so I can answer that a little bit better. Okay, so ID, let me know. Sandra, I'm on the road traveling and so glad to tune in again. Sandra, I'm glad to have you back on the road. That's what I'm talking about. Driving in that car. Hopefully you're not in rush hour traffic. I hate rush hour traffic. Just people just cutting you off and cussing you out. I mean, it's just wrong. Okay, now we got B. Lewis. All right, cousin Marcus Macon. Awesome, as usual. Thank you, Marcus. I really appreciate it. You tell everybody in the family I said hello. That includes Lisa and the kids and Siobhan too. Okay, so Big Jeff, I know. So Kara Cho, thank you. Okay, no problem at all. It says here, is nitrous oxide good for blood vessels that have been damaged by diabetes? Now, you're using nitrous oxide. Okay, so in short periods of time, yes. Nitrous oxide, short periods of time, yes. But you don't want to use that for a prolonged period of time because the alkalization that breaks down to in your blood could be hazardous over a long period of time. Not short term, but long period of time. And when I say long period, I mean if you're using it like 3 months straight, you might have to break that up a little bit. So that's all I can say about the nitrous. Because nitrous oxide, nitrous fluoride, all the compounds that have the nitrous chemical structure, they actually do interact pretty well in the short term, but like I said, long term it may do damage. So I'm going to say stay away from it for just doing it a whole bunch of months in a row. Break it up. You might want to do it for 2 weeks, cut it for 2 weeks, get back on it for 2 weeks. That's how strong that chemical structure is. So I'll leave it at that for that one. Okay. It says here, yes. Jessica. All right, Jessica, back in here. What about sciatic nerve and how do I stop my knees from popping out of place? Now, it depends. Now, if you're operating, Jessica, good question. Now, when Jess actually is doing this, she works out a lot. She's one of those people who gets up in the morning just like I do, and she does her squats and she does all that good stuff. But knees popping out of place means ligaments and tendons are loose. That means if the tendons and ligaments are loose, that means that you have to lightly work them out in a bending motion, but without too much weight. Now, when we get used to our routine, we want to keep on doing the same weight and we keep on tearing down the joint. So you can't do that, but you can still use the joint in order to repair it. The best way to repair a joint is movement. Now, what I'm going to have you do, Jessica, is I want you to sit on the edge of a corner or something that actually has your feet dangling. If you got leg weights, I want you to put the leg weights on. I want you to dangle your legs for 10, 15 minutes. When you feel the joint loosening, okay, I want you to put on heavier weight and dangle your legs some more. Just do it 3 times, okay? So just increasing the weight, but don't only do it 3 times until you feel just a nice pull in the knee. That means that we're going to micro injure the knee. And when you do, the blood will have to come to the area. Now, here's the problem. In your knees, you have bursa joints, all right? Blood does not run inside of a bursa, all right? It runs around it. So I would advocate that you create a micro injury. And that I can't advocate you do this on your own because I do crazy stuff. So nobody can tell you what to do with your own body. But this is what I do. I can't advocate this for anybody else. But I have acupuncture needles, and with those needles, I actually just twist nice small holes into the knee so that I can force blood into the area. And that will force repair. See, your body knows how to get it out of there. It just doesn't know how to get it in. Okay, so I actually did a little hack there as far as hacking my body and creating micro injuries in order to get the blood to go to the area I want it to go to. So that's the only problem with joints. Your blood does not freely flow to elbows and knees and hip joints because they have bursa. They're called synovial joints. So they have a bursa sac inside of them. Okay, now that was a good one, Jess. Now let me see here. She says sciatic nerve. Now, if you notice, once you fix the knee trouble, or if you fix the hip trouble, I always, for sciatica, recommend either yoga, Pilates, or the constant use of an inversion table. So that's for the sciatica, because sciatica is usually agitated from your pelvic floor being uneven in some way. So if it sits higher on one side than the other, of course, the side that sits higher is going to yank that sciatic nerve. And when it does, that's going to create strain. And now the sciatic nerve starts rubbing on the bone underneath it, basically severing the nerve. That's where all the pain comes from. So you'll see people trying to avoid the pain by walking a little funny because the hip joints are a little bit out of whack and, that kind of stuff. But I just want you to make sure when you do this, okay, make sure when you stand up, your shoulder line straight across is straight. And do you notice any weight on one side, even just slightly more than the other, to see if your hips and your pelvis are? You may have to stand in the mirror nude so that you can actually look at your pelvis and see, do the bones even up on both sides, so that you can see if there is a tilt or not. Okay. Then if you got a full body mirror, look at your knees as well. See if you can see the knees or the knees perfectly even when you are looking at them in the mirror. If they're not, you see one knee slightly sitting up or one knee is straight and the other one's bowed out. The one that's bowed out, your hip pelvis is going to tilt that way. So that means that's going to put pressure on the other side. All right. So I know, crazy stuff, but it's true and it works. All right. So look at this. All right. So Marcus, thank you. I appreciate that. Click the thumbs up and subscribe, everyone. I know I should be saying that. I never ask people to subscribe. I figure if it's good enough, you'll subscribe. If not, then you won't. But if you guys want to subscribe, go ahead and do it. Okay. But let's get to the next question here, because I know you got a lot of them. Don't ask too fast. Okay. You might have to wait your turn on this one. All right. Now, this one says, and how do you feel about 35% good grade hydrogen good grade? Okay, so 35% food grade hydrogen peroxide. I think that's what it meant. Okay, so Gerard, I love it, because most people don't know hydrogen peroxide is really powerful. And what you get in the store is actually 3%. He's talking about 35%. That is going to react with your blood, and it actually hyper alkalizes your blood, as in the miracle mineral solution, another protocol for cancer. So when you do that on the protocol that is laid out for that program, I forgot the guy's name who actually came out with that, but he's a genius, because he actually came up with this on his own, and it actually started curing people of cancer. And you'll see a lot of videos on YouTube about people curing cancer using the miracle mineral solution, but they're scared to, because it's hydrogen peroxide. It's a bunch of alls put together, and people think that it'll mess up their insides. And there's a whole bunch of reports that say, oh my God, this is going to kill you. If you take this, you're just taking your life in your hands. Is it true? No, because I've tried it. So nothing happened to me. I didn't even have an upset stomach, but that's me. So if you guys do it in really small amounts. When you test anything, really small amounts to see if it works. And then you can go all the way with it. But see, I went all the way with it and nothing happened. But that's my physiology. I'm healthy. I flush my liver. And I've been doing that like on a monthly basis. I do my saline washes. I did it last month every week. So just to flush out the colon, make sure I didn't have any diverticuli stuck in there or anything like that. So yeah, you guys learn about this stuff. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. All right. So let me get to the next one. Okay. Jessica says, thank you. All right. Good stuff, Jessica. Glad I answered it. Now it says, Sylvia Friedman, I help my sciatica by using a hula hoop every day. So she's loosening the joints. And what did I say was the best thing for joint pain of any kind? Movement. I don't care if you got an older relative in your family who all they can do is barely get up off the couch. If it bends their knees and it forces them to use their elbows to push and get up, let them do it. Okay. Every time grandma tries to get up off the couch, don't go running over there to help her. All right. Let her get up herself so she can build up that tension, get those ligaments a little tighter as she's actually working, because the less you move a joint is meant to move. So the less you move a joint, the more calcified it becomes and the more stiff it becomes. And now you don't want to bend at all. Because I see people who actually can't even bend down and, get on the ground. They're trying to bend over with their legs straight. I mean, you guys might have seen this. So, all right. So Just remember, okay, the movement is the best thing. Movement, movement, movement. Best thing for any kind of joint injury. All right, let's see. Who do I have here asking a question now? I got Trina. How to balance the magnesium, sodium, calcium, estrogen levels, high level symptoms. All right, so are you saying that you're high in those supplements? So if you are, all you have to do is basically drink water. You will flush them out just drinking water. And I don't mean regular water. You need alkaline water that is 8.5 or higher so that you can actually bind to those and actually start having your body go into emergency mode so you can kick them out of your system. Okay, so you will need specialized water for that. It says, I'm going through that. Wait a minute. I'm going through that as we speak. My first time visiting a chiropractor, and he's in the process of aligning my spine. All of my weight has shifted to one side. I'm glad I'm catching it now. Martell, that's what I'm talking about. All right, going and being proactive in your health. That's what this is all about, making sure you guys take care of it on your own. Now, what I'm going to do is I promised that I was going to do a video, and I didn't say a time, so I'm going to do that now soon. But next Friday, when we get on here, that'll be the official launch of the new course that is coming out. Now, if you guys don't want, if you just want to get on here every Friday, we're going to do it. But if you want to be a part of the course and you want us to do the specialized attention, if you have questions about anything, you want to know exactly how we do the protocols and all that stuff, go ahead and jump into the course if you feel like it's for you. All right, no pressure. I'm not one of those. I'm not a salesperson. I'm not the kind of person who is actually going to throw it out there and just be like, oh, get in here right now. And if you don't sign up in the next hour, we're just going to close the doors and you'll never get this opportunity again. See, that kind of stuff, that's marketing. Okay, I don't do marketing. I just say, if you guys want the program, get in there, because it is going to be closed, because I can only work with a certain amount of people. So that's it. That's it. That's what I call the sale. Okay. All right. So very good. Very good. 46 people in here. Yes. And only 16 likes. Oh, yeah. He did. So wait, we got 17 now. So if you guys got the like button, hit it down there, and then we'll just build the likes up in here. So not in the chat, but actually on the video. So I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. It says treatment for enlarged prostate. So sometimes you don't have to worry about enlarged prostate. You should know that most prostate exams give a false positive, and 78% of the time is inaccurate. That means it's only right 22% of the time. So when you go for a prostate, if it's enlarged and it's messing with your urination, that's when you want to get the size down. Now, your prostate is not in itself having a problem. Your prostate is like your thyroid. It is a soldier. It is not the boss. It is not a general. So you got to go to the general to make the soldiers get back in line. So what do? You actually have to, well, that's a roundabout answer. It's a long, I don't know. I might have to get you on that one. Well, tell you what, let's go ahead and go through it. Okay, now, as far as the prostate is concerned, the prostate is a reproductive organ. Reproductive organs respond to your adrenal glands. Your adrenal glands secrete cortisols, corticoids, mineral corticoids, and mineral corticosteroids. Those are the things that are actually blowing up because you have a systemic, what do they call it? Sympathetic response, meaning that your body is in a supreme stress state. That's why things enlarge. Now, something is severely off, and your prostate is growing because of an excess amount of growth hormone. Your brain says from the pituitary, you're not doing your job. Your adrenals are going into a sympathetic dominant state, meaning your blood is full of cortisol. And your brain says, the prostate, which is supposed to be lubricating the sperm or protecting them from the environment of the vagina, they're supposed to be doing a job. Also, they're supposed to be releasing the urine and tightening and loosening and tightening on a regular schedule. When that doesn't happen, the brain and the pituitary, the control center, says, you're not doing your job. So the brain will send growth hormone down to the prostate and says, get bigger so you can do your job. The brain doesn't know that when the prostate gets bigger, it actually shuts off the tubes or the valves that are running straight down through the prostate. That enables you to urinate, and that enables you to ejaculate when you're having sex. So you cannot have an enlarged prostate. So what you first have to do is get your cortisol down, meaning stress. When I say stress, I don't mean psychological stress. You might have some of that too. When I say stress, I mean physical stress. I mean that you are putting a load on your cells that are causing an emergency response. You don't want to do that because that cortisol is going to keep that brain, that growth hormone response from your brain, and that's going to keep your prostate enlarged. It's all connected. You just got to know how it's connected. Okay, so what you have to do, lower the cortisol. That'll even out your thyroid. That'll stop the growth hormone production, and your prostate will go back to its original shape. Okay, it'll go back to the original size. So there's nothing you can do as far as massaging and all that stuff. That's all topical stuff. You have to handle this from the inside, meaning cleanse your blood. Now, somebody in here, just because I said that, somebody in here tell me, what did I say? And I've said this a bunch of times. What did I say were the two, where I had four, but name for me one of the best blood cleaners known to man. All right, so give me. I said I have four. Can anybody name one of them for me? Okay, while you do that, I will look at some more questions here. It says to kill bad bacteria in saliva causing cavities. That's an easy one. But you can either mouthwash with hydrogen peroxide, and if you want to go stronger, like he said, you can go up in strength. So you can go 10%, you can go 20%, you can go 30, 35%, you can go 50% on hydrogen peroxide to kill germs in the mouth that are actually in cavities. If you want to go hard and you want to get the bacterial, you can actually, with a little bit of water, you can actually break open or just get the oil of oregano right in the mouth, swish it around for 20 minutes, and that usually takes care of breath. It usually takes care of bad cavities, everything, because the essential oils are so powerful. Okay. So good enough. Good enough. Oh my goodness, they're flying up here. All right, now let me see. Nutrition is the key with the cavities, where the cavities start. Carrot chalk, you are correct. All right. I was going to say that myself. Very good. Okay. It says beet juice. All right. Sarsaparilla, garlic. Oh, I don't believe I said not for blood cleaning. So, but garlic is good for getting rid of viruses in your blood. I will say that. Okay. Sadie, have you increased your fiber intake to reduce cholesterol? Helping each other out in the chat. I love it. I love it. Okay. Let's get another one. Okay. Cilantro and parsley. B. Lewis, he got it. B. Lewis, he came up with it. Cilantro and parsley, chlorophyll, and the other one was chlorella. All right, so spirulina and chlorella were the other ones. I have to say chlorophyll. That one's right in there too. All right, so that might be higher than some of the ones I mentioned, but chlorophyll is powerful. Good stuff. Good stuff. Organic green coffee enema. All right, I like that. So, I have not tried a green coffee enema yet. I've done coffees, different types of organic coffee, but I have never done green coffee. I'm going to have to look at next time I order. I'm going to have to order that. Okay, yes, I got to see this. Let me see. Turmeric for blood thinning. All right. You don't have to do anything special to thin your blood. All you have to do is drink water. That automatically thins your blood for you. So you have to urinate a lot, but it still cleanses your blood. So Bad Bugs by David Kennedy. Check out, please, a short, amazing video on specific bacteria killing with water pick and testing with a spit test. All right, that sounds good. Truth Freeze, thank you for that. Okay, so Bad Bugs by David Kennedy. Let me write that down. I'm always ready to write something down. So if you guys didn't see that, you guys go get that too. So maybe you guys can look at Bad Bugs too. Okay, so let me see. It was by David Kennedy. Gotcha. Kennedy. Gotcha. All right. So I'm all good. I always do research. So I'm always about that kind of stuff. How about your exercise level? Yes. Okay. So we got people talking in the chat here, helping each other out. See, I don't have to do all the work sometimes. I can just be here and facilitate, and you guys are helping each other out. That's what I wanted the group to be. So I got a Facebook group now. So I actually it's called the Cancer Elimination Group. And what I did was I'm going to change the name because I don't want people to think it's all about cancer, because that's like 20% of what we talk about here. So I want to be a representation of this. So I'm actually going to go ahead and do that. Yes, I'm going to go ahead and do that. So if you guys want to get in there, I'm going to change the name. The name of the new one is going to be something else, something that actually reflects what we talk about. And I want to get on top of it. I got some ideas. So maybe you guys will throw some out there for the name of the Facebook group. That might be a good idea. If like we had a contest or something. All right, where people can win prizes. All right, let's try it out. All right, so it says, I got to read through these because they're coming way too fast. How to gain weight after being diagnosed with H. pylori. Ooh. All right, so that is a especially strong bacterium that is causing a problem in there, and I'm suggesting that that's probably destroyed your gut flora. You'll probably have to, if you want to gain weight, you got to get rid of the bad flora in there and rebuild the good ones. That's what probiotics are for. Now, if you want to do that naturally, that's what cottage cheese is for, organic cottage cheese. It actually helps restore, and those are live cultures. It's not like when you go to Yogurt Land and they say there's live cultures in here. When you freeze the hell out of a live culture, it can barely do its job, and by the time it hits your stomach acid, it's not making its way to the rest of your digestive system. But live cultures that come in a fermented form, because they've gone through fermentation, they're especially strong, and they'll go through your system, even through your stomach acid, and they will ferment and fertilize the rest of your digestive tract. So you need something that has been fermented and fermented well. Okay, so cottage cheese is the best one I know of so far, organic cottage cheese. And make sure you get that organic cottage cheese because you don't want all the other chemicals and stuff to negate the effects. Okay, we got almost 60 people in the chat right now. They are flying by really fast. Okay. So, oh my God, I can't even read them. They're moving so fast. Jessica, check out my comfrey poultice for broken. Okay, I got you. All right, this is you as a teacher talking, speaking about winning prizes. All right, Carrot Chalk, what do you mean by that? All right, so I'm interested in that. So let me know, what do you mean by that? What's the name of the Facebook group again? Right now it's called the Cancer Elimination Group. Okay, so Cancer Elimination Group. It's got my big head, my mug slapped all over it, so you can't miss it. Okay. All right, good stuff. What's the best way to increase iron when extremely anemic? Now, the best way I've found is, oh, this is good. And I've tested this to death, and I've actually increased my levels a lot doing this. You also, with this, can actually start repairing the lining of your digestive system. It's called nutritional yeast. All right. They also call it activated yeast. So that's how you actually get iron and B vitamins into your bloodstream and get in there quickly. Now, before you do that, remember, flush your colon, saline wash to get that so you can absorb all this stuff. Because people are like, oh, I took this and it didn't work. I took that and it didn't work. It's not going, nothing. Even if it did work, and if it was the best pill or the best supplement ever, it's not going to work if you can't absorb it. So remember, you have to flush it out, get all the stuff out of the way, then you can start absorbing because it happens immediately. All right. So just have to get that out there. Okay. Now let's see. I know I got to read these. Let me see. Drinking aloe vera from the plant safe if blended? I do. So Levante Bassett asked a good question. So can you drink aloe vera just squeezing the oil or the juice right from the plant and put it in something and drink it right then and there? Of course you can. You can actually rub it on your skin there, but also you can ingest it. Aloe vera is quite good, especially in its purest form, which is right out of the leaf. So I do it. All right, so I know I have plants every once in a while that I get because Sprout sells them, right? So I would just, instead of buying aloe vera like in a package or in a bottle, that's processed. So I go get the plant, and when I get the plant, you can easily just squeeze the leaves, and they give you a little oil on there, and then you can put it on your face, you can put it on your body, whatever. But you can also squeeze the leaves and put it right into your smoothie. So, and I have had no ill effects, nothing whatsoever. Nothing whatsoever. But like I said, I have to put a caveat. That's me. Okay. So I've tried it. It worked for me. Nothing happened. But I can't say that for everybody because all of our chemistries are different. All of our hormone release patterns are different. Our physiologies, our brain chemistries, they're all different. So everything that works for me won't work for you. But for most people, yeah, it does work. All right. So I just have to say that. Yes, it does work. All right. Let me see. What do I got? Okay, so what I mean, like, I talk like who will be the best. I like a teacher talking to a student. You're the teacher. Side speak. Oh, okay, gotcha. All right, gotcha. So, oh, look at this. All right. We got more thumbs up in the audience. So if you guys want to, go ahead and give a thumbs up there. All right, I love it. I don't know where it is on YouTube. Is it like right here? Is it like over there? Is it right here? All right, I know. Someone please send me a link to the Facebook group. I can't find it. They can't get to it. Oh my goodness. All right. I might have to look in here and see if I can send it to you. Let me see. I got Facebook. I got my, oh no. Oh no. I should be logged in. All right, I got it. I'm in here, and let me do it. I'm doing it right now. Let's see if I can find it for you. Where are my groups? Groups. Come on, people. Groups. Are they on the side? They're on the side. All right, so we got Advanced Cancer Elimination Group. That's what it's called, the Advanced Cancer Elimination Group. So let me go ahead and see if it'll work. Let me see if it'll work. All right, so I put it in there, so hopefully it'll pop up there. I put the link in there, so hopefully it'll pop up for you and you guys can see it. All right, so I know I just started the group. It started a while ago, but I haven't put any content in there. So this is actually going to be in there, and I'm going to start doing conversations and checking up on people and stuff like that through the Facebook group. So I want to do it that way. Okay, so Denise Rutherford says, T2, thyroid hormone, what is your take on this? Okay, so for the thyroid hormone, you're talking about hormone replacement. Now, if you're talking about hormone replacement, is that because you lost your thyroid, or if it's severely underproducing, or is this for another reason? So let me know the reason first, and then we'll get more in depth about the thyroid. All right, Willie Falk says, what can you do for vertigo and high blood pressure? Now, high blood pressure requires deep breathing. That's as simple as you have to make it for high blood pressure. Now, you have to think about this. If you're trying to get rid of your high blood pressure, you can't. See, doctors do that artificially by vasodilating your blood vessels. So that's how they artificially lower your blood pressure. That's not good for your vital organs, because that means that, yes, your blood pressure will be low, but yes, you will die many years earlier than you were supposed to, because you are not getting that blood and those nutrients and those minerals to your vital organs like you should have been. Okay, so don't fall for that, the high blood pressure thing. Your blood pressure is high for a reason. That is an intelligent response by your body to keep you alive. All right, so it should go down naturally as you take care of your physiology, and that blood pressure will naturally come down. Now, think about this. Make sure you've taken your blood pressure more than once, because if you did it one time and you saw it was high and you're like, oh my God, all of us have that. Your blood pressure changes by the second. So don't think that you have high blood pressure from one reading. The way you're supposed to do it is 3 times a day for 2 weeks, 14 days straight, and you take the average of all of those, and that's your blood pressure. If you went to the doctor and you did it once and they said, oh my God, your blood pressure is high, it's off the charts, you need to, yeah, no. That's not right. So if you feel your heart is racing and stuff like that, that's usually because you're on a blood pressure medication, and that's why your heart is beating as hard as it is. You can feel it in your chest because your heart has to work harder because you took away the control of the blood vessels by taking blood pressure medications. So that's what blood vessels are supposed to do. They're supposed to flex to help push the blood along, because your heart can't pump blood from itself back down to its extremities and back to itself again. Too much. Okay, so just think about that. And Willie also asked about vertigo. Vertigo has to do with the utricle and the saccule, actually, and a part of the semicircular canals that are actually in your ear. Now, you may be able to get away with head tilting exercises to get calcifications out of the semicircular canals in your ear. There's a video on YouTube. I don't know the name of it, but it's called I think it is something about getting rid of vertigo, and it's just head tilting exercises where you can get the calcifications to slowly roll around the circle, and your body can dispose of them without you having to do surgery or anything drastic to actually make that happen. All right, so good. I hope I answered your question, but take a look at that video, Willie. I think that'll help you out, because I looked at that several times, and I actually had to do it for my wife, where we actually had to lay her head over the edge of the bed and let the thing, because the lymph inside of your ear, it moves the thing really slow. So you can't just lay your head back and pop it back up, because the thing moves really slow. So you have to lay the head back for a few minutes, let the thing slowly trickle to the bottom. And then you put your head another way, and then it starts rolling this way. And then you put your head up a little bit more, and then it starts rolling all the way out until it's out of the canal. And then you don't have those jerky movements where as soon as you make a sudden movement, all of a sudden you feel dizzy. That's not supposed to be the case. Okay, so try that first before you do any surgeries or anything invasive that could hurt you. Okay. All right, look at that. It said Truth Freeze, magnesium is natural. Yes, it is. Thank you for that. Yes, yes. All right, no problem. Hey, Alvin, do you have any cures for cystic? I think you mean fibrosis. Fibrosis. All right, cystic fibrosis. Now, if you guys don't know, cystic fibrosis means that you have the fibers from your blood vessels or from any tube in your body. They're breaking down and the fibers become hard. Those hard fibers actually manifest themselves inside of mucus and block passageways, mainly your trachea, the bronchi, bronchioles down in your lungs. It's a severe respiratory thing that happens and they start coughing up mucus all the time. And sometimes it's very hard to breathe and sometimes they have lesions. All right. In very severe cases, they actually have pulmonary embolisms. Now, if you guys see and you have any of those things happening inside your body, listen closely about these. Okay. Cystic fibrosis, they say, is hereditary, meaning that you pass down your genes. You could be a carrier and it might be expressed, which is when you have it. Now, just because it's genetic doesn't mean you're stuck with it. So don't believe that just because it runs in your family or just because it's hereditary, don't believe that you're stuck with it. You are not. Genes change. I want you to get that. Genes change. So if somebody says you have a genetic disease, this is in your family, they ask you on the chart every time you guys go into the doctor's office, well, oh, you have heart disease. That's on my mother's side of the family. And oh yeah, we got that diabetes and that's on my daddy's side of the family. That doesn't mean you're going to be struck with any of that stuff. And even if you were, and even if you were set up perfectly for diabetes, you can change all of that because DNA changes based on your thoughts, because they operate on frequencies, and you don't know, your atoms, the smaller than cells, your atoms run on a frequency. All right. And so if we go down to the molecular level, that frequency, there is a frequency for disease and there's a frequency for supreme health. You can change that. And that's changed by a human being's thoughts. Now, if we get down to a more practical thing about changing frequencies, eating good, healthy food that is, here's the key, alive is the way to get your body back healthy. See, eating death food and eating dead food, meaning cooked food, that's the quickest way to sub or tank your health. So I eat it. Don't get me wrong. I eat it every once in a while, but during the week, live smoothies. Okay. I'm getting that fresh bananas, that kale, those blueberries, those cranberries, those blackberries. I'm getting all of that stuff fresh or frozen and putting those live things into my food. And that's what I eat. Okay. Hamburgers. Some people are like, I cannot have a meal without meat. Well, you cannot have a meal without death. That's what you're saying, right? I cannot have a meal without me breaking down my system so that I work worse and now I'm going to exhibit diseases. That's really what you're saying, but I'm just putting it more harshly so you can really hear me about eating better. Please, please. All right, good stuff. So, oh my goodness, we got so many questions coming in here. Oh no, it's getting late. Me and my wife have to go have dinner. All right, so I know I'm going to eat some healthy stuff too. I want me a good salad. I want some live tomatoes. I want me some artichoke hearts. I want that fresh spring mix in there with, I can't help, sometimes you can't help the salad dressing, but tell you the truth, tomorrow, I got to flush out my system anyway. So I'm going to do a saline wash and a coffee enema. So it doesn't matter about the little stuff. So as long as you don't do the bad stuff all the time. I see people sit there and eat like burger and like a tub of fries with high fructose corn syrup from Heinz. I mean, no, please. All right. So I know, don't do it to yourself. All right. So okay, I'm reading, Denise, I'm reading your comment. All right, it says, are you familiar with it? It says it's supposed to assist with your ovaries to help burn belly fat around your organs and work with T3 and T4 for your thyroid will function properly. So, yes. But I'm missing the connection here. You said your ovaries. It says your ovaries. Your ovaries secrete estrogen, progesterone, but oxytocin comes from your brain. So I'm not getting the connection between how the ovaries affect the thyroid so that you can lose weight. I don't get that one. So let me know. Let me know on that one. Let me see. Clean unprocessed food, 100%. Cynthia, boy, she's on it. All right. So she's taking care of herself. Yes, yes, yes. Let me get another one. Oh, On One Productions. This is my first time seeing you. What's going on? It says here, the only recommendations doctors provide for enlarged thyroid was to cut it out. That's true. That's true. As a matter of fact, somebody I know right now who I'm working with actually had theirs removed. And what they don't know is that your thyroid is required. Okay. It regulates your metabolism. That means the amount of work your cells do in your body. If you don't have a regulator for that, the cells kind of go off and do their own thing. And that leads to cell apoptosis. That's called cell death. Okay. If they don't work together, then nobody's telling the other cells to supply the other cells with sugar. Nobody's telling the cells that they have to keep their membrane in shape. Nobody's telling the cells to make protein so that you guys can build your DNA so you can keep that blueprint that keeps you alive. Yes. So it just doesn't work. Okay. So you have to have a regulator in there. So, but this is the miraculous part about this. I found several case studies in which people have, because they have remnants of their thyroid left, they've grown their thyroid back. Now, I didn't find that like mind-blowing, but it is if somebody can do it. But I didn't find it mind-blowing because your DNA is the blueprint to rebuild you. How do you think when you get your hand sliced open and people get large cuts on their face, they're in car accidents and they had to do surgery, and all of a sudden after about 5 or 6 years, some of the scars are barely visible? How is that? Because your body has a blueprint to put you back together the way you were. So don't think that because something is ripped out, you can't grow it back. You just have to have the building blocks there, and it ain't in a fucking cheeseburger. All right, so that's all I'm telling you. Okay, good stuff. So let's go to the next one here. It says, yes. Okay, oh, we got people helping each other out again. I love it. I love it. All right, so Lagol's iodine. Yes, Truth Freeze. I'm reading you on that. I know I do it every once in a while myself. I just do me a sporadic amount of iodine because I don't really need too much iodine because I do regular sea salts and stuff like that, which doesn't have iodine in it. But I do sea salts that do have iodine in it as well. But I do use on occasion the Lagol's 2% iodine to keep my thyroid healthy. So I have to agree with you wholeheartedly on the iodine. Yes, very nice. Okay. All right, so he said, Alvin, are the naked smoothies good for you? Neville, no, they are not. They're made by the Pepsi Corporation, and they actually had the same thing. The naked juices had the same thing in them that the Mountain Dew had, which is a chemical that's found in a fire extinguisher. I don't think that's good to drink. Just like Taco Bell, they got this thing where they actually mix silicon dioxide in their meat to make it more smooth. You know what silicon dioxide is? That's the packets inside your clothes that you buy that says, do not eat. I mean, I can't believe they get away with this stuff, but nobody seems to care. They just keep eating it. So, hey, it's a free country. I can't make people do what I want them to do. So. It's just crazy. So let's go down. Sylvia Friedman. It says the endo recommendation. I have my overactive thyroid removed. No way. I developed a protocol and regulated it myself. Thank God. So she developed. Cynthia, thank you for that. All right. So I got to give it up to you. She said, notice what she said. She didn't go look for a protocol. She didn't go steal somebody else's protocol. And that's totally fine if it works for you. But she said, I developed my own, meaning that I need something that works for me and that will work for me only. So she wasn't saying, oh, if I make this, this will work for everybody. No, for me. That's the key, for me. Okay, I like that. Cynthia, thank you. All right, she's all over it with these. All right, Dominican Republic facts. All right, on naked, yes. Truth Freeze, thank you. I'll check the thyroid. Yeah, look up the. There's a news article that actually had the comparison between the chemical they actually had in there. So you might be able to find it. I think that was like 6 years ago, though. So you might have trouble finding it, but it should still be on the internet somewhere about the naked juices. Yeah. So Truth Freeze, thank you. I'll check out the thyroid. All right, good stuff. All right, so got somebody else on the healthy track helping them out here. So notice I'm not the only one giving great advice in here. All right, I love being the facilitator sometimes. All right, let's get the likes up. All right, Freedom Speak says yes, let's do it. Alvin, I think you're ignoring the chipmunk's question. Wait a minute, I don't see the chipmunk. That's why I'm ignoring it. I can't see it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, so we got people talking to each other. Who is the chipmunk? Let me see. Did I miss it? I don't see. So put it back in here. We'll go ahead and answer it. Let's see. Okay, so On One Production says I refused the surgery and went to a holistic doctor. I like this. She mentioned that I should increase selenium, protein, and omega-3 foods to see if that works. Now, what she's telling you is exactly correct. So when you take in omega-3s, On One Productions, when you take in omega-3s, what you're actually saying is I am building the building blocks inside your body in order to let me see. You said omega-3. So you can actually build that. The omega-3 has something that you need to make any hormone in your body, especially those that come from your thyroid. And they're called, does anybody know? All right. Should I hold off or should I just tell you? Okay. So they're called, the master steroid in your body is called cholesterol. Cholesterol is the main thing you need to produce neurotransmitters, to produce hormones, to produce enzymes in your body. If you are low in cholesterol, like your doctor wants you to be, you're going to die early. You're not supposed to have low cholesterol. Now, they keep saying this stuff about HDL and LDL. They're supposed to balance. They're not supposed to be all high LDLs and all low LDL. That's not the way it works. Everything balances in your body. There's a reason why you have them, and your body creates LDLs, so they can't be all bad for you. So they are usually used as a negative feedback to HDLs, because if HDLs get too high and they get unchecked, guess what? They become bad for you too. So, so remember, balance, balance. Good stuff, good stuff. All right, so it says, who do I got? I got Cynthia. All right, yes, yes, yes. Good stuff, Cynthia. So good stuff. I like that. How to bring up your iron levels naturally without taking iron pills that make you constipated. Now, I know. So Lynn Hill, you are giving, I mean, you're just delivering the problem that most people who take iron pills say. It does make you constipated. And usually what they do is they give you a magnesium supplement or a magnesium compound of some kind to try to loosen up your stool because they gave you the iron. Now, the iron that they're giving you inside of a capsule is not bioavailable, meaning that you couldn't use 10% of it if you tried. If you have full strength stomach acid, you couldn't break down that thing, and it will always, most of it will come out the other end because that is not bioavailable. What you need to get iron is activated yeast or nutritional yeast. It will supply iron and the B vitamins in order to build your blood. And you need the iron because you need the iron to build your heme units that are on hemoglobin or your red blood cells. Yes, yes, yes. So I got to tell you, this is all good. Oh, we got the thumbs up count going on here. I love it. I love it. So it says, okay. Oh, look at this. Is flaxseed considered a good omega-3? Of course it is. Of course it is. The only problem with flaxseed is it is severely undigestible fiber. So it's really good to clean out your system unless it gets stuck. So if you get it stuck in like a diverticuli, flax seeds, if you don't know, they're like little sharp bananas and they have little tips on the ends of them. So when you do or look at a flax seed, they're a little kind of bit on the dangerous side as far as doing. So if you don't like wet them before you take them down, they're hard to swallow. So I usually put mine in a smoothie when I do use flax seeds, or I use the concentrated flaxseed oil instead of using the flax seeds themselves, because the flax seeds, they are severely indigestible. And if they get stuck, they could cause problems like diverticuli, and then you have flare-ups in your large intestine. Okay, good enough. So I'm going to see here. We got people talking to each other. You guys carry on talking to each other, and I don't mind that at all. So jump in if you guys got it. So it says, sorry, guys, first time on the live chat. Neville, all right, no problem. Ask any question that you want. It's no big deal at all. Now, it's been an hour. I know you guys got to continue with your Fridays. I do too. All right, I know my wife is probably hungry. I'm getting there myself. So I'm going to go so I can change. I don't think she wants me to wear a tie to the restaurant. But I like it, so it's nice. All right, but I got to tell you, it's been my pleasure, you all. It has been my pleasure to come in here, answer questions. I am so grateful for the questions that you guys asked. And if I didn't get to your question, don't worry about it. You can always send me an email if you want to. But like I said, the emails come in. I think they come in even faster because they're coming from the internet. They're coming from YouTube. They're coming from everywhere. So I think I have over 1,000 unread emails in my email box right now that I have not gotten to because they come in that fast. Okay. So people, that just goes to show me that people are looking for help. They are looking for a solution that is not one of these traditional medical, traditional societal things where it just tears down your health, and the food company is making you depend on the medical company, and the medical company fixes you up and sends you right back to the food company so they can mess you up, and they mess you up and send you back over to the medical facility so they can fix you up, and it just keeps going back and forth, and the only person sick is you. They got fat pockets and you got a fat belly. So that's not the way it's supposed to work. All right. Insulin inflammation, of course. All right. Looks like we got people everywhere here. So we're on Periscope, we're on Facebook, and we're on YouTube. YouTube, looks like you guys are blowing it up the most. Okay. Everybody else has gone to sleep, I guess. So I'm going to get on out of here. I really do appreciate you guys stopping by and asking the questions. So I really do appreciate you answering the question about the documentaries, because sometimes you guys will throw out a documentary that I have never heard of. Unfortunately, on Amazon Video and Netflix, I've tried to watch them all. I've watched The Business of Being Born, and I thought that was just disgusting me. And I love the thing about the midwife. I mean, I love these medical, I just like medical stuff. I'm weird. I read medical journals for fun, because I want to see, what are they saying? Are they lying? Are they telling people what they want to hear? Is this funded by a pharmaceutical company so it makes it look like kale is bad? All right, I know that one came out a few years ago. Kale will kill you if you eat too much. Yeah, sure. Yeah. All right, I'm going to get on out of here. I want to shout out some people before I leave, because I want to make sure that you guys know that you are acknowledged and I know you are appreciated. So Minister Slow Stroker is right here. Okay, we got Winon. I didn't see you. Thank you. Winon. Truth Freeze, I got you. Cynthia Friedman, thank you as always for throwing out that wonderful and good information. You are really like at the forefront of what you're doing, and you are developing your own protocols similar to what I do. All right, I do the same thing. I put together and I try a bunch of stuff to see what works for me. But I always, and this is what I want you guys to take away, I always give it time to work. Don't mix a whole bunch of protocols together and then try, oh, all of it must work better than just one. No, it doesn't. Your body doesn't work like that. It will respond unfavorably especially if you mix the wrong two. Okay, so just remember, try one for a few months. If you don't see the results, then you stop that and you go to another one for a few months. Don't do it for 2 days and say it doesn't work. Your body takes longer than that to adjust. It takes like 10 days to adjust to a new medication. So you know when you're trying a new protocol to get yourself healthy, it's going to take at least that. Okay, so let's shout out a few more people. We got Sweet Lady coming in here. We got you, All in One Productions. I know this is like the first time. This is like the first time you've been in here. Thank you for coming in and answering your question. I love it. Sharon's Poetry Corner. I know. Hopefully they took your curlers out. I'm so grateful that you actually, through all of that, you still came and listened to the live. I really do appreciate it. So we got, who else we got? We got B. Lewis. B. Lewis, thank you for coming in and giving some information. I love that. Ekrut, I'm glad to see you back in here. Who else we got? Denise Rutherford, thank you for asking your question. Kara Chalk, you're always my man. Way to ride with me. I love it. Good stuff. Sweet Lady, we got you too. Neville. All right, Neville, thanks for coming in and throwing out some important information there. I love you for answering the question. So thank you for that. Helen Riley, Helen back in here. I remember you, Helen. Okay, so yes, I remember you from the last time. Willie Falk, I don't think I've seen him in there for a while, but Willie, thank you for stopping by and thank you for asking a question, man. I really do appreciate that too. So, little kids and big brains, I missed that one. This is the first time for this one. I love it. Okay, maybe you've been on here before. All right, I see. So, good enough. All right, I know I skipped some of you guys' questions. I do apologize. Who do we have? Lynn Hill. I hadn't seen Lynn in here either. So, Lynn, thank you for stopping by. First time. Good stuff. I appreciate you. Okay, and I believe that's all the people that keep repeating here. Jay Flo. I don't know if I've seen Jay Flo from the Dominican Republic. Look at this. All right. So, I really do. Okay, so it looks like I got almost everybody. I see. And there was somebody else. I think I left out. They were at the top. Sandra Evans. I think I got you. Okay, Sandra. Very good. And who was at the very beginning? Let me see. It was Marcus Macon. I know my cousin. My cousin was in here. Thank you, cousin, for always showing up and supporting me. I really do appreciate it. Martell Lacey. That was it. Martell Lacey. John A., one of the first ones in here. So Tavares asked a great question at the beginning. So I really do appreciate it, you all. So you guys have an amazing Friday. I'm going to look forward to coming back in here next week, and we're going to be opening up the course. This week, I'm going to send out some emails. So if you guys want to watch the video sequence, you can. If you've already seen it, it doesn't matter. We're going to switch it up, but we're going to do a little bit more for the course, and I'm going to be a little bit more involved in the course because instead of doing it like once every 2 weeks, I want to do something like this more often so you guys can ask questions. And on my private live video stream, it's not on YouTube. It's in the private video stream that we have just for the members. You guys will be able, I'll be able to pull you in if you have a video camera so that we can actually talk face to face on camera so that you guys can actually get answers that way instead of asking them this way, which is a little bit slow and antiquated. So we'll get the new stuff up and this technology working for us. So if you got a camera and you actually jump into the course, you guys are going to get personalized attention like the likes of which you have never seen. And I'm going to go back and I'm going to do research on the people's conditions individually, so that I make sure I get them where they want to be as far as their disease being gone. Okay, so I have to say it's going to be a premium course, so that means it's not going to be cheap. So if you guys are looking for something cheap, or if it's going to be a really low price, $97, $200 to $400, it's going to be way more than that. So just have to let you know, we're just going to set you up to let you know we're going to give you personalized attention. You're going to get a result, and it's going to be way more than what you paid for it. But the thing is, you're going to get your health back. You're going to get your life back. So I'm going to come up with some names. If you guys get some, let me see. Yes, we can get some names. We still got 48 people on here. So before I go, let me see. Anybody think they got a name that will replace my advanced cancer elimination course name? Because I don't want to name it that because it's not about cancer. So if you guys got a name, throw it out here right quick and let me know. So Lawrence Hollow, very good. He's on here. Lawrence Holloway, good stuff. Lawrence Holloway, best foods for glaucoma. Okay, so and that's any food. That's just like any other tissue in your body. So good question. So cure the cancer, be well. Eat to live. No, I think somebody has a documentary by that name, so I can't use that one. All right, the cancer beat. No, I don't want to name it cancer. I don't want to name it cancer. All right, we've shouted everybody out. I'm going to let you guys go in just a minute. Let me get a few more names. Live Natural. See, that's straight into the point. See, I like that. Okay, so the Gerwin method. The ultimate health solution. Okay, well, that's not specific enough. So the ultimate health solution. You know what? I don't restore health. I don't like the word health. I don't like the word health in the title because truthfully, even though it's good, health, when you say health, it's very cliche. And I think people get the wrong idea when you say health. It's when you say health, you automatically hear wellness. And that's what we're doing. But I want it to be more shocking than that. Yes. I'm going to have to think about this. All right. I like that. He said, keep the doctor away. All right. Maybe that. Fire your doctor. All right. I like that. Maybe I will. So maybe I name it the same thing I named the episode here, which is Keep the Doctor Away with Alvin J. Maybe I'll do that. Good idea. All right. So that sounds good. Body feed. Oh, Trina, that's a good one. That's a good one. Body feed. All right. That's pretty good. All right. So Marie, let me see. Restore your body. Let me write a couple of these down. Let me see. We got body feed. And I like keep the doctor away. You guys got me thinking. I like it. All right. So be well. That was in an old 80s movie when we or 90s movie. What was that in? Where people were like, be well. All right. And every time they left, there was be well. What movie was that? Sylvester Stallone, Wesley Snipes, Demolition Man. That was it. It was Demolition Man that they said that. Be well. So, too That's too simple. I like simple, but I don't. Wellness and health, yeah, I want to stay away from those terms because it pigeonholes me. I want to do more. Sometimes I want to include mindset. Sometimes I want to include getting rid of pain and body aches and increasing energy because people feel tired all the time. How to live naturally. That's a good simple one. That's a good simple one. Get stupefied. I see. So that's shocking. I'll give you that. That's shocking. So, I like that. Beating the odds group. Beating the odds group. That's good. That's pretty good. Minister Slow Stroker. That's pretty good. No lab coats allowed. Ooh, that's good too. I like that. No lab coats allowed. Even if I don't, I might use that as a tagline. That's pretty good. All right, thank you. Carrot Chalk. Oh, wait a minute. That was DJ Knockin'. All right, so DJ Knockin' beats. I like it. All right, so we got another DJ in here. DJ, you're running it. I think you're the only one in here today. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right. Enjoy all your videos. Trying to get my 75-year-old dad to listen to you. He's dealing with prostate cancer. Anthony C. Anthony, so don't let him be discouraged now, because 97% of cancers, no matter how bad they get with the prostate, go away on their own. 97% of them. So 3% actually die. Now, if that is the case, I don't think your dad, is it your dad? Trying to help my dad, yes, and he's 75 years old. Now, if he's having severe damage to his prostate, that increases the risk of the cancer getting worse in there and actually be leaning him towards that 3%. So just a little bit. All right, positive, yes, eat to wholeness. Okay, so good. All right, so basically for the yes. How to heal yourself. Nah, too cliche. B. Lewis, that's a good one, but I think that's too cliche. Eat to perfect health. Still too cliche, I think. Because when I see something like that on, what is it, Netflix or Amazon Video, I don't want to watch it, even though I try to watch all of them. I don't want to watch it because it seems like they're going to tell me what to eat, and it's something I don't want to eat. So it has to be still something enticing. Rejoice in life. No, it sounds too religious. So, Anthony C., I'll answer your last one, and then I'm going to get out of here. Anthony, you were talking about your dad and prostate cancer. As far as prostate, again, if he has an enlarged prostate or if you have cancer of the prostate, the first thing you want to do with cancer is alkalize the blood. If you know about the alkalization protocols, it is one 8-ounce glass of water, 1 tablespoon, not teaspoon, tablespoon of baking soda, and mix it in the water and drink it every day, once in the morning, once before you go to bed at night. That's the whole protocol. You can also substitute, if you don't like baking soda, same protocol for apple cider vinegar. 8 ounces of water, 1 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar in water in the morning, once when you go to bed at night, and that alkalizes. And on top of that, flush out the system so he can absorb it, so it supremely alkalizes his blood, and then he can start reversing the cancer. But on top of that, you got to stop the processed food. You got to stop the processed meats and stuff like that, if he's willing to do it. Yeah, so he's your parent. All right, he's your dad. He's not. Sometimes they're stubborn. They don't want to get away from their old habits because they've been doing it for so long. Some people don't want to give up beer. Ferment it. When you ferment a beer, it becomes extremely acidic. It's a level 5 on the acidity chart. So therefore, if he keeps on doing the beer and the soda and the steaks and the chicken and the fried chicken, that kind of stuff, it just acidifies his blood, and it makes cancer so much more easy to grow in the system. So you want to flush out the tissues, saline wash, so you can absorb all the good stuff. Do the alkalization protocols so that you can actually get his blood alkaline so cancer cannot spread. After that, you do the healthy juicing and the healthy eating with the non-processed live foods, and guess what happens? Now the prostate starts to shrink because now your brain has turned off the growth hormone. Now your body stops spreading the cancer, and your natural killer cells can go back to killing cancer cells like they were, and they'll be able to catch up. Okay, so just a little one on the way out. Okay, health in the house. All right, I like that one. Health in the house. Let me see. I might write that one down too. So we got health in the house. All right, so I don't know. Might be, it might work. You know, I like these. Thank you guys for your feedback. Thank you. Back to the basics. All right, good stuff. Mouth to soul. Okay, food matters. I think that's a Yeah, that's the name of one of the medical documentaries I watched on Netflix. Yeah, Food Matters. That's one of my favorites. One of my favorites. Food Matters. All right, thank you so much. I appreciate it, Anthony. I really do. Thank you. I'm glad I got that last one in there because I really do want to help your dad, and I want your dad to feel better and not have to go through any of this stuff because I know sometimes it decreases your quality of life. I'm going to see you guys. I shouted out everybody. Gerard, I missed you on the first one. DJ Knockin' Beats, thank you guys for sticking in here. Chevelle Locke, I really do. Nomad. All right. Oh, look at this. Velo, Sandra Evans. You guys have a great and wonderful Friday. I really do appreciate the names you gave me. If I incorporate one of these names, I'll send you guys a book and or maybe some money if I pick one of your topics and I actually use that one. Okay. So I'll be contacting you for your contact information if I do choose yours. Okay. So this is Alvin J, the most passionate non-doctor on the internet. I really do appreciate you guys. And listen, please, if you can help it, stay out of the hospital. It is not the best place to be because what they want to do is surgery, radiation, and drugs when you guys should be eating healthy, organic, life-giving foods that actually improves your health and not tears it down and then dealing with the side effects. Okay, so I'm out of here. You guys have a wonderful Friday. Me and the wife are out. We're about to go get some healthy dinner, and I'll talk to you guys later. So I'm out of here. You guys have a good one, and peace.